amazing costume for Comic-Con this year. It's just a couple of days away. Joining us this morning, Dr. Chaffoo from Scripps. He's here with some of the dangers that may be hiding in your costume and your makeup. So let's start first with the costumes themselves, Dr. Chaffoo. What do we need to be aware of?
So Erica, the big things, if you're going to go buy a costume from some sort of costume store, unfortunately some of the costumes will have like polyvinyl chlorides in them. There may be some other chemicals in them. So you really want to be careful, read the packages very carefully, because some of the times you'll get what's called an irritant dermatitis, which is something from the material. So especially in younger children, you want to make sure that you want to test, do a test run.
Okay.
Try on the product beforehand.
Very good. And let's talk about when it comes to makeup and masks and those types of things. What things we need to look out for?
So the important things with makeup, Erica, is you probably would be better off using a stage makeup, because they're professional. They tend to cause less problems with breakouts of acne, skin irritations. And if you're going to use a makeup, you want to test it beforehand, especially on a child. You like to test it on the forearm somewhere. Try it 2 or 3 days beforehand. Make sure you don't have a contact or an allergic reaction.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do it ahead of time so you're not in the middle of something. What do we have on the table here?
So there's several things that are important to remember. There's a lot of costume jewelry that kids will be wearing, like the bangles or the badges or earrings. And the problems with these, oftentimes they'll have cobalt or nickel, which are very common contact dermatitises. So you can see on the superhero over here, the bangles. Again, you want to try these on a couple days beforehand, because you can get a contact dermatitis that can actually be delayed a day or two following actually even removal of those items.
Excellent. What else do we have going on here?
Well, the other thing is, what kind of hair pieces do we use? One is a wig. If we're going to use something like a wig or an older costume, remember dust mites, because they can be prevalent in a costume that's been put away for a while. So you want to take that out, you want to wash it. There are certain actual detergents that you can use. One is called Outer Tech, which you can find, which is specific for dust mites. Make sure you've washed them in hot water.
Wash the actual wig.
Wash those, or the other thing you can do is you can put the wig in a plastic bag and leave it out in the sun a couple days. It'll kill the mites and the eggs.
Interesting. I had no idea. Very cool. I want to put this on, by the way. I really like this wig. What do we have going on over here?
So the other thing was, sometimes people will want to use a spray instead of a wig, but the problem is that there are some chemicals in these, formaldehyde and some other aerosols. And you want to, if you're going to use something like that, again, test it on a small area of the scalp beforehand. If you're going to put in like fake teeth, again, a lot of those have plastic materials like polyvinyl chloride, especially in kids, probably not a great idea. And for nail polishes, especially if you're looking for something dark, the darker blood materials, unfortunately, a lot of times they'll have formaldehyde in them. So you're much better off if you're, say, looking for something like a nail polish that's dark. You might want to use cornstarch and beet juice.
What do we need to keep in mind with contacts? A lot of people like to put on those fake contacts. I'm trying this on. Are those fake contacts to do with their eyes?
That's an important thing, Erica. The American Academy of Ophthalmology has said that really, if you're going to put contact lenses in, go and actually, you want to actually put a contact lens in that's been a prescription contact lens from either an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, because those that you'll get from some of the stores can actually cause irritation to the eye. And in extreme cases, you can get infections of the eyes or corneal abrasions, which can be quite serious. So spend the time and money.
You need to actually get it from your actual doctor.
You do. You need a prescription-based one to protect the eyes.
People don't realize that, because you can buy those for really cheap certain places.
They can be sometimes very difficult to get off.
What do you need to keep in mind when you're bringing a costume to actual Comic-Con? What are some things to remember?
So the important things are, number one is safety. So if you're going to wear a costume, remember that a lot of these costumes, such as the gentleman on the end, you have very poor peripheral vision. So if you're going to be in an area, you need to make sure that you follow the signs, you follow the directions, you go through pedestrian walkways. Costumes that are particularly long, you can trip on those. Now the girls up here are wearing the kind of shoes that we recommend, something that's soft-toed, because it's something that's going to be in heels. You might trip on stairs, or you might get a long costume, you might get caught on them, you might have an injury.
Very good stuff. Important information, and everybody have a great time at Comic-Con. By the way, you held your own, because I was very in a distracting manner putting on a wig the whole time you were talking, and you did very well. That was very good. If you would like to contact the good doctor, you can do so by going to our website, fox5sandiego.com. Just click on that Scene on Tap. It's funny, my hair actually used to look like this in college. I had my hair like this. It did, the real deal. I'll bring up some pictures. I like it like this. Okay, still ahead at 9 a.m. It is a big